After hours here on day 2 of the NFL league year, a massive signing has happened at the wide receiver position. Ladies and gentlemen, the Miami Dolphins, after cutting players, and you think that they're going to rebuild what's going on down there, Ian Rappaport is reporting that the Texans are signing speedy free agent wide receiver Will Fuller to a 1-year deal with the Miami Dolphins. Sources tell Ian and the Arrow, Tom Pelissero, a big-time deep threat goes down to Miami, who just signed Jacoby Brissett as a quarterback. They got Tua down there who's working out, by the way. Yeah. He looks yoked up. Kyle Van Noy gets released last week before Massacre Week even begins. There's a lot of questions about what's going on in Miami. What's the idea? What's the business plan? What's the team plan? A 1-year deal for Will Fuller. Now, Will Fuller was almost traded to the Packers in the middle of the season, allegedly from Houston. Will Fuller has been injured before, but that happens whenever you have somebody who is that fast, that explosive, that dynamic. There's a chance that the Lamborghini, the Ferrari can get a dent in it, but whenever he's on the field, he's a playmaker. Who's going to throw him the ball? Nobody knows. How's that team going to look? No clue, but the Dolphins are in the game for the right reason in one big-time name. Wide receiver is off the board in a 1-year deal, which we assume Galladay's probably going to do something similar. T.Y. Hilton probably going to do something similar, and anybody else out there that's still available that's a big name, especially in the wide receiver market. Good for Will Fuller. How do the Dolphins feel about this? Dolphins fan Gumpy, your thoughts?
You pair him with Devontae Parker. Parker's never really had another wide receiver to play alongside of him. It's a huge deep threat, and Deshaun Watson now.
Oh, you're saying we're going to get
Will Fuller. Now we get Deshaun.
Yeah, there's a lot of, they understand each other. They know each other. Deshaun Watson was number 1 in the NFL for pass yards and everything else with Will Fuller on the squad, even though they stunk over there. Yeah. Will Fuller not coming to Indianapolis or any other team and going to the Dolphins. This is quite a shock. I did not expect this from the Miami Dolphins to make a play like this.
Yeah, neither did I. I mean, and like you said, it still does this even matter that much until they really figure out what they're going to do at quarterback? Like, is Tua going to be the guy going forward, or is this a play to get Deshaun? But do you think that this will put a little bit more pressure on the Colts? Like, they're running out of options.
And Galladay's allegedly in Chicago overnight, they're saying. He was in Cincinnati. Yeah. He was in New York, I think. Detroit. He obviously just left Detroit, but he's like, listen, I'm okay if it's a team that's not going to be great. Andy Dalton just confirmed he's going to be the starter in Chicago, so maybe that changes things. You got Allen Robinson on a franchise and maybe Galladay up there for the red rocket rifle on Nagy and Pace's potential last year in Chicago. But the Colts need a dynamic playmaker. This is something that Jim Irsay said in his press conference. And when asked about T.Y. Hilton, he said, if it fits into the context, it's like, okay, so maybe T.Y. not coming back. What are they going to do? The options are starting to thin. And the Dolphins get somebody. None of us could have thought that. COVID Cowboy Tone Diggs.
And all of Twitter, all of the internet immediately is saying that it's gonna be Fuller, it's gonna be Devontae Parker. They got Gesicki, and then with the 3rd pick overall, Jamar Chase potentially to join them and just have an incredible fucking receiver.
But if it's Deshaun Watson, they're not going to have the number 3 overall. They're not going to have any of their first 4 picks, which are all within the first 50 picks of this draft if they're to make a play for that quarterback. But Tua's got weapons now. I'm not sure what the new offense is going to be. Maybe it's Jacoby Brissett. I have no idea after Chan Gailey leaves. But there's a lot of weapons on that offense side of the ball. What are they doing on defense side of the ball? Firing guys. 1 year into a 4-year guaranteed deal. It seemed to be a culture builder. A lot of going on down in Miami, but they signed Will Fuller. It's good enough for Will Fuller for 1 year. It seems like that might be a good place for somebody else to go to as well.
The money just came out from Rappaport. It's 1 year, $10 million with significant upside from that.
Not a bad deal there for Will Fuller at all. Go down to the 305 for a year or two. Down in Miami. Hey. We got sunshine. Yeah. We got boats. Pit bulls playing over in a pub over there.
Nice out.
Ricky Ross got a house the size of the entire city over there. We got Tua, maybe. We got Jacoby Brissett, maybe. We got a head coach that will fight a ref and other players. We're really turning this thing around. Maybe. But this is 1 year. Let's hit real free agency next year if you're Will Fuller. Or maybe this 1 year becomes 5-year, 6-year deal, and he becomes a staple of the Dolphins organization. That's all TBD. But that's why right now during Brinks Week, it's a magical time because teams are either given new hope, stagnant, or teams are potentially losing out here.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to be a part of that latter one there. You want to be a part of that first one. The Dolphins were a part of that latter one. Now they move into the first one to get in the game. Good for Will Fuller, good for the Dolphins. Don't know how many games this helps them win next year, but I like that they're potentially getting back in the game.